Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Please give me a sign that you can hear me, okay? So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for being able to speak to you today. My name is Radomir Bordon, and I am General Manager for the Dell Technologies organization. That is, I'm responsible for the business in a cluster of Northeast Europe. Part of it is like Estonia and the Baltic countries as well. And I do really admire that you have come to my session. I would love to be over there with you physically. However, I'm still today sitting in my office in Warsaw, Poland. I'm Polish, based in Warsaw, Poland. So let me start, presenting right now. Let me start sharing my screen, and let me jump immediately to the topic of today's session. Just give me one sec. Just see. We need to switch this. And hopefully you can see my slides right now. Yes, so let me spend with you another, hopefully it will not be an hour. I don't want to steal that much of your time, but I really want to put some interesting topic that is coming from the observations of myself and our organization, how important it is and how to create the digital workspace that is ready for anything. And I want to start from a very interesting quote that I'm hearing from in many places when I meet customers and talk to them, is that the future is really digital. The digital transformation continue to be a very big focus for their enterprise spending. And digital transformation is a key industrial driver for enterprises, for government as well, and the entire IT buyer landscape that is looking into transitioning to fully digital entity. And the key to understand is that digital transformation is very user-centric. Of course, it's really about the data and analyzing the data and getting insights out of it, but it is very much user-centric. And today's topic, talking about digital workplace, I really want to start looking at the digital transformation from the perspective of the end user experience and how it really implies, how it really impacts the digital transformation itself. Let me tell you from the other angle, starting that the digital transformation has already accelerated, and you know it very well that the fourth industrial revolution arrived ahead of the schedule. Everybody's talking about this for more than a year right now, and it has been presented to us with a learning curve unlike any other, but also with a very new perspective. So today's employees have a different set of expectations, and it's not about how or where our employees work, but it is more about how they work. Okay, and the workplace is no longer a physical place, but in reality it is digital. We talk now more about digital workplace, and the same applies to the modern classroom. This is very often that obvious for everyone. This is like a year and a half ago. This is how we switched to working and living in the new reality. Many of us have become, social distancing experts from that perspective, including myself for some time. Hopefully, it will not be at this extent, this range in the current days. But today, as we move from response to recovery and now even to the new normal, there are a couple of key areas we primarily work on with our customers looking from this perspective. One of them is how to make sure that our employees are productive and how we enable users to really work and learn from anywhere and without compromising security. What has happened recently is what have been faced with the needs to namely distribute our workforce. And in general, all kind of research say that whenever employees have a positive experience with the technology, they will choose to join the company and stay at the company, right? And if they don't have it, they leave or they don't join in the first place. We have plenty of surveys that we can share here and that they're talking about this. And it is really about creating digital workplace with user experience that will allow us attract and retain the talent. This is becoming really key differentiator on them and the competitive advantage on the marketplace. Our customers don't talk about, just having the end user device like a laptop per se. They are talking about, how that device and the whole ecosystem around the device affects the employee experience, which translates into making it easier to recruit, to have higher retention rates, happier, customer service representatives, that at the end having, the happier end customers. And from the organization's perspective, remote working readiness over the night has become a new top priority. And this is across all of the verticals, all of the organizations. And of course, thanks to improvements in the digital workspace technologies over the past several years, distributed workforce with all their benefits became a great option for the businesses. And the ability actually to work remotely is now widely deemed as a prerequisite, even across what would be considered as a traditional organizations or even governmental organizations and industries. So we need to really systematically prepare our organizations for a distributed workforce approach. And when we think about challenges that have occurred in those days, I need to figure out how to really maximize or take care of the remote worker back to the network and to the data center. And the idea here is of employee experience. It really shifted. You've probably experienced that, and you know it probably very, very well yourself. You have your own stories like many, many companies. But I really want to tell you about the company that I am working for, which is Dell Technologies. Because think about huge corporation that we are, and then think of us like, just to give you like a glimpse of the footprint, if you will. The Dell Technologies around the globe is more than 150,000 users or employees today. And it's like really like spanning across all the continents and majority of the countries. So imagine that this is really what has happened to you, and majority of the customers has happened to us as well in a very similar way. And we literally had to move more than 100,000 employees almost over the weekend into working remotely. And this is the areas that we are like very much focused on. I'm kindly asking you to pay attention here, because what I will tell you is first what happened was, of course, technological aspect of this switch, like same for everyone. Okay, how do we deploy the PCs into the field, and now we are going back and we are having more focus on physical environment, and we are talking how our culture at Dell Technologies supports this work-life balance and this change. I've been discussing this a lot with many customers, and I found out that the great companies that have a purpose that relates to taking care of the team members are paying equal focus on the culture to help dealing with these crisis situations and a different way of working. I've realized that the technical aspects are at least equally important to cultural aspects of this change. So thinking about, remote work policies, how to communicate, how to collaborate with the remote workers become really, really equally crucial and equally important as the technological aspects of this change. So what I want to say is I don't get lost in the stress of handling technical components only. It has to be addressed across all of these three areas, because technological aspects, although complex, are very easy. And the reality is that what we are facing right now, that after all of these changes as we are reacting right now, the situation has changed, that the CIOs or the leaders in the companies need to really start thinking about the future setup, how to really be successful in the digital first, and really positioning itself with the technology, digital technology that is differentiating us among the competitors. And we run, just to illustrate, the different, approaches here and different understanding of the digital transformation. We do assess the market across the globe, as well in Europe. We run every 2 years a global assessment called Digital Transformation Index, just to compare changes. And we see that more and more organizations are becoming digital leaders and accelerating their digital projects. And in 2020, that the last time that was done, it was 16, 18, 20. Next one will be done in the following year. We see that 8 in 10 businesses say that they have fast-tracked at least some digital transformation programs this year. One of those is, of course, very much related to making the individuals or the users to be like efficient and work in a secure environment from the distributed places outside of the perimeter of the companies. Because the digital transformation is about modernizing and building infrastructure and the solutions that will allow us utilizing emerging technologies, but as well it is about creating a digital workplace. And I do personally believe, having the experience, that this is really fundamental if we think about this like broader, to successfully drive digital transformation of the organization more than ever before. And it's not only about, end user devices. You think about creating modern digital workplace. How is it important and from which angles you need to look at this? We are aware that to succeed, we have to address at least few technological layers. So one is, as I said, obviously it starts from picking the right device for the right person or employee profile, preloaded, of course, with the needed applications and shipped directly and managed centrally. As we use at Dell Technologies, we use Workspace ONE VMware solutions for this. For the employees with the special security or like high performance needs, we need to provide direct and secure access to data through the streaming VDI solutions. And we do this as well, of course, helping our customers building proper infrastructure solutions and the whole end-to-end environments to provide this kind of digital experience. We need to think about securing all endpoints in the distributed workforce with the next generation security platforms. We need to think about as well bolstering edge network access points, of course, with software-defined wide area networks or SD-WANs, extending the corporate network to every place that the work needs to be done. And lastly, which is still very important, we need to solve the challenge of scaling IT. So providing an ease of deployment of the new resources with a single consistent management view of all of your various cloud deployments. If you look from the personalized user experience, that means that from endpoints perspective, focusing on personalized user experience and intelligent collaboration for seamless productivity. And if you think about this, that is one of the biggest challenges to productivity is technology that works against the end user by being slow, unreliable, and causing downtimes, okay? And this isn't just about getting the job done, it is how you get the job done. And we know that companies at the top of employee experience enjoy twice the innovation from their workforces and at least 25% higher profits than organizations that don't prioritize employee experience. And there is no doubt that a positive user experience tracks to the greater productivity, okay? Engagement, of course, motivation and satisfaction. It's just not nice to have, it's becoming really a differentiator. And so the question is, how do you start, okay? The idea is to personalize the user experience. How we see this is about developing proper personas based on how and where a person gets the work done. The idea is to create a set of worker personas that enable your organizations to create the optimal experience at the lowest cost. If you make too few of them, you will over-provision resources, such as designing computer configurations that exceeds the needs of the users with the simplest requirements, for instance, okay? If you make too many of the personas, it will be like too complex and it will be too difficult to manage. But creating just ideal amount of, you can provision the right type of the device and connectivity and the applications and data to each type of the worker, creating the best user experience is the most cost-effective way. And we do this as well for us. We've done it and we are continuously doing this for our own Dell Technologies team. And it's one of the reasons we can ensure flexible work culture, creating the proper personas and personalizing user experience with the end devices that are set across the needs of those defined personas. So we can help, offering even you assistance, doing this with your organizations, like going through the workforce persona services to help you assess it. When you identify your personas, then of course you can begin to deliver the modern digital experience that provides enhanced performance with the most intelligent, manageable, secure and sustainable PCs that anticipate user needs. Plus, of course, best-in-class displays, peripherals, software and support that allow users to work and collaborate the way they want. We have really the broadest portfolio to meet all of the needs. And I don't want to really talk about devices at all, but we really can like address from highly configurable fixed solutions, like all-in-ones or like desktops, even to thin clients, to the smallest, the lightest, or the most like efficient mobile devices here as well, ending at the precision workstations that are designed for the most demanding users, like those who need like workstations that are mobile, and as well the rugged devices as well. If we think about personas or employees that work in a specific environments that require rugged devices. So we are the only tier 1 vendor who can offer that broad range of the solutions, dependent on the requirements of the individuals in your organizations. So one thing is here very important that we are like very happy to talk about is that we are very committed to environmental responsibility, if I can call it like this, because from recycling the plastic in the old electronics for the new computers to turning ocean plastics into recyclable packaging, Dell Technologies is this company that is really ahead of the others, using resources in a way to protect the planet. And if you think about working remotely and collaborating remotely, most of us have been like working from home long enough to know that the importance of being able to successfully connect and collaborate with the others, with the coworkers, but as well with your customers, with your partners, or with the other vendors. And in fact, since going remote, 62% of respondents say that collaboration has either increased or stayed the same, which means that we are having even more of these kind of activities that are virtual. And I think you can like agree with this statement. This is really applicable to almost every organization. And this will continue as we all will move to the hybrid workforce, where users will work and learn in a completely new ways, doing this remotely. And the need to collaborate in the future office or from anywhere actually will require supporting collaboration and communication with comfortable and creative workspaces and devices, like having the right monitors, cameras, peripherals. And this is something that we pay a lot of attention. It's not about the end device, but as well the surrounding peripherals, who like helping end users to work in the most effective way. The video conferencing, like you are there with a speakerphone quality plus intelligent audio, so you can really hear the better and collaborate better because of that. And here we come with a whole set of AI-driven software solutions that are supporting collaborating remotely with those devices for the remote connectivity. But there might be need even to empower your workforce, as I mentioned at the very beginning, to be more productive by providing a remote on-demand digital workspace, which is like talking about high-performance users, for instance, like engineers or data scientists that need to go for the VDI route because of their need to create and edit high complex sensitive data. Of course, this example is very much simplified, but gives the idea of the approach that you might take to provide the right workspace for each user. And we observe a lot of VDI projects being implemented recently in the last 12, 18 months. We've been like engaged with so many customers, mainly among financial institutions, where the disaster recovery and the meeting requirements for the continued user productivity is like in the event of disaster is one of the key use cases. But not only, more and more organizations defining the security aspects and the availability aspects of the key users are going in the direction of defining and providing these kind of solutions, which are VDI, virtual desktops, because it delivers a consistent hybrid cloud experience that connects employees securely and cost effectively to the resources that they need. And of course, here as well, Dell Technologies like thinking end to end. And we come with our experience and with our solutions, allowing you to gain access to the industry fastest hybrid cloud deployment with the VDI user experience. And just to make a long story very short, and not to go into details talking about the products themselves, I don't really want to talk about products because we can really talk about very diverse solutions dedicated for diverse types of the customers. But one of the things that from the data center perspective I wanted to say is that we develop highly integrated and automated solution based on the HCI market leading platform called VxRail, and together with the VMware Cloud, the VMware solution, which is called VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation. It is really allowing you truly achieve agility that comes with a cloud operating model. Because thanks to the common VMware automation layer, you can simply simplify your hybrid cloud experience to leverage both off-prem clouds and on-prem modernized infrastructure. Here I'm talking about the VxRail that can provide you with the ability to optimally deploy, operate, and scale your workloads. So VxRail from the day one, it's a very known platform on the market. It's really like a market leader in the HCI solutions, hyperconverged solutions, and it has been really in many cases. I can bring you many customer names that it has been like a catalyst to accelerate their IT transformation. And many of our customers have started, with VxRail exactly with this use case here, building optimized VDI experience. But many of them continue leveraging VxRail as a standard hyperconverged platform to simplify, extending, and enhancing the hybrid cloud environment experience. So since launch, it was like a few years ago, Dell EMC has been like really aggressively innovating with the VxRail. And we've been like releasing, new versions, rapidly adding new functionalities and improving serviceabilities and support new customer use cases as well. So today we are talking about very specific use cases related to the ruggedized edge requirements. When we talk about some mobile platforms, tactical, like military or edge deployments, if you wish. There are like dedicated solutions for the video surveillance. There are like dedicated platforms for in-memory applications, in-memory databases type of applications, or those that are like GPU-intensive applications that are, running AI/ML workloads. And as well, expanding, our collaboration with the VMware with additional layers of Tanzu software solutions, we can really address either traditional and cloud-native applications development needs. The point is what I'm trying to make here, and again, it's not about the product, it's about our approach and our thinking is that at Dell Technologies, we are innovating by deeply integrating, with our leading capabilities with the VMware and across our partner ecosystem to create the automated and intelligent multi-cloud platform, fueling your digital transformation. Because our goal, of course, is like to give you the cycles back so you can dedicate your time and energy and your investments, of course, on your data, your applications, and not like designing the infrastructure that should be built for the digital workplace or designing the infrastructure in your data center, because it is what matters for you is like creating your business results and creating competitive advantage. So we are here to help you with this one. Moving forward, moving further, and with when we talk about hybrid operating model across public and private environments, there comes the idea of redistributing IT back to the real world into the edge, where data workloads need to be managed and analyzed in real time as the extension of the hybrid cloud. Gartner, for instance, predicts that 75% of the enterprise data will move from core to data center or cloud even to the edge by 2025. However, today, a great deal of data processing is shifting out of data center, out of clouds to the edge and into the modern cloud-based applications like Zoom, Skype, and Microsoft Teams, for instance, and other services that are putting unprecedented strain on the networks. And here, with increasing number of distributed users accessing the network from various locations, you really need to consider the most secure and best approach to guarantee enough networking capacity and bandwidth. And we see an really enormous push here by organizations and enterprises, to rapidly address the need to modernize their network. So here we come with with the SD-WAN solutions built together again with VMware to help a full suite of quality service tools to make traffic prioritization and making it easy to boost the performance of today's demanding video conferencing and e-learning, for instance, applications. As mentioned, that this Dell EMC's SD-WAN solution combines the purpose-built networking appliances from us and leading SD-WAN software from VMware. So you can then deliver really high performance, reliable access to cloud services, private data centers, and SaaS-based enterprise applications without really burdening the corporate network. And it allows you, of course, for remote users, you can ensure application performance by prioritizing education or critical business applications while minimizing the home traffic from family members, doing some other things like gaming, social media, and streaming. So allowing you to really deliver a modern networking experience from anywhere, assuring that all of your users have the same access to applications and these applications perform as designed, improving seamless productivity. And with this optimized networking access and, of course, distributed workloads across private and public environments, there comes a requirement to deliver, of course, end-to-end security. And we think here about securing a plethora of points that are required. So we start from thinking about below the operating system, protecting BIOS, of course, and user credentials. And above the operating system, we deliver solutions that prevent, detect and remediate attacks or encrypt sensitive information and protect data. All your endpoints with the next generation security platform that we use in our case, again, VMware solutions called Carbon Black. And just protecting the endpoints is a good start, but you need to arm your data center too. And because of this, we, of course, deliver security built in to our industry-leading solutions like server storage, HCI, and data protection appliances to help protect data wherever it is stored, managed, or used in on-premise data centers and cloud environments. Additional layers of protection can be tailored to protect data, applications, your network, and the workloads, plus proactively really ensuring compliance solutions are up to date. And finally, the last topic that I really wanted to touch that is demanding and really crucial today, we need to enhance technologies that support our cyber resiliency, where we provide cyber recovery turnkey solution that is maximizing protection for our critical data. Because when you think about this, when we talk about digital workplace in a digital world, we need to value data, which is the most precious asset, or is becoming the most precious asset, because it is valuable to us as organizations. It's become vulnerable as well. And we need to be resilient. We need to be cyber resilient, where ransomware, for instance, is the topic and needs to be on the agenda of every company. And cyber threats don't cost just mere thousands of dollars of loss anymore, and the damage is measured in millions or even in the billions, and globally, of course, thinking, right? And while there is a common misconception that I don't know about you, but there's a common misconception that only certain size of the only large businesses like banks or industries, those that are huge, are attacked. But the reality is completely different. It's nobody is immune, and we have plenty of very small or medium-sized customers who are really attacked by the ransomware threats. So it is across all of the industries. So if you think about cyber resiliency, this is a strategy, of course, that includes cyber security standards, people guidelines, business process and technology solutions, and includes the ability to withstand and recover from deliberate attacks, accidents, or naturally occurring threats or incidents. Meanwhile, cyber recovery is a component of an overall cyber resilience strategy. And here I really want to talk like another 2 minutes about the cyber recovery that is focused on really protecting critical data from cyber threats and away from the attack surface, and then enable the recovery of the data from an isolated environment when and if necessary, all right? So Dell Technologies has like engineered the pre-built cyber recovery vault solution that is ready for deployment immediately. This is like a turnkey approach that eliminates guesswork and provides faster cyber recovery time to market, time to readiness. And our solution is protects the most critical data in a vault environment, and the vault is ideally physically isolated, locked cage or separate room, and is always logically, of course, isolated via an operational air gap, as we call it. And the vault components are never accessible from the production, and access to the vault target when the air gap is unlocked is very, very extremely limited. And how does it work is that we can think about 4 very basic steps. So data representing critical applications is synced through the, as I said, air gap, which is unlocked by the management server into the vault and replicated into the vault target storage. The air gap is then relocked, and the copy of the data is made, and the vault retention is configurable, of course, making it like for us possible to keep the golden copy, secure copy, for as long as we wish. But by design, majority of the customers are using like a month worth of copies. The data retention is locked for the further protect and from accidental or intentional deletion. So it is really, really protected. The data is, of course, then analyzed by the analytics cyber analytics engine, CyberSense that we call it, that is like verifying whether the data that is stored in a golden copy is recoverable and is like free or prone from any like cyber threats. Recovering data from the vault in the event of cyber attack is, of course, simple recovery and can be like performed in many number of ways. But what I really want to tell you here is that PowerProtect cyber recovery solution protects the data and provides recovery across on-premises, but as well, if you have multiple cloud environments, we can build solutions that are protecting on-prem solutions or off-prem cloud solutions that are off-prem or on-prem as a cyber recovery vault. So remember, the solution is like complements out of three elements. So PowerProtect cyber recovery software that is automating the synchronization of the data between production systems and the vault, creating immutable copies with the locked retention policies. That is one thing, the automation there. The second is, of course, the analytical engine, the CyberSense software that with machine learning and then forensic tools, quickly detecting and recovering from cyber attacks. And the last thing, of course, is a destination solution that is PowerProtect Data Domain, the industry-leading purpose-built data protection appliance. And of course, it is very important solution to understand because it protects your organization and the business from potential destruction. So when you think about building digital workplace and making sure that all the endpoints are secured, making sure that we have optimized the access to them for the distributed workforce, we really need to think about what is crucial for those workers to be able to access data and to protect the data. And the PowerProtect provides you, and this is very, very unique solution. It provides you immutability and multi-layered security design that is protecting you against the full spectrum of the threats, including even insiders. It's not about only ransomware, because physical and logical isolation, physical isolation, plus the operational air gap automation protects data vault from unauthorized access. Of course, it provides modern ransomware and cyber protection for the cloud and multi-cloud, as I said, on-premises or off-premises data. And it provides you with some intelligent analytical, based on machine learning, forensic software solution, helping you being confident that the recovery of the data will happen with integrity. And it is very much proven cyber recovery solution that we've been using on the market for more than 5 years, having hundreds of the customers that are already using this. So, as I said, every company in every industry has need for the cyber resiliency strategy. Whenever we are thinking about building a modern digital workplace solution, it really needs to have embedded like a broader aspect, broader solutions related to the cyber resiliency, and in particular into the cyber recovery solutions. So just think of it that for a second, that delivering an optimal digital workplace, this is what what we very often, our customers start thinking of providing to the end users, just, end devices solutions. And very often it is like very, chosen at the scale without really selecting what is needed from the personalized approach from the personas that we are having in our perimeters of our organization. And so it's not only about this, because it's about building the proper infrastructure that is easier when you work, and which helps you, like, to define it in a way when you work with a partner who can deliver it all and provide you the real solutions that make like an immediate impact. Because this is how we approach this topic. It's not about the end users only. It's about the broader aspect of having the user experience across the whole infrastructure elements and the whole elements of the logical setup, including the security and including networking optimization as well. So we've brought together and made unique integrations between our best-of-breed software and security solutions and services portfolio, as well as just to ensure that it can really build scale and help you control your end user computing environments in a way that it is aligned with your business initiatives. Okay, so remember, whenever you think about building this digital workplace, don't think only about the devices, think about the cultural aspects of it as well, but expand your view and look broader and ahead, thinking about is your data center ready? And think about this in a more transformative way, because this is the moment to really build the solutions that are like supporting and fueling the transformation of the organization that you are part of. So that's it from my side. I really wanted like to position with you like the topic related to the digital transformation, but from the broader aspect that is related to like more holistic approach of defining, the end user experience at your organization. So thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye.